Most AI film workflows are painful. Generate every shot, one by one, prompt by prompt. I found a better way. One storyboard image, one master prompt. Google Flow's agent mode handled the rest. I'm Kira, and in this video, I'll show you exactly how I built an entire AI commercial without touching a single individual shot. But first, here's what it produced.
See these tiles? Hand-picked. They catch the sunlight differently every hour. And this floating vanity? Solid walnut, soft-closed drawers. Every morning feels like a luxury spa. And look at these plants! The humidity keeps them so happy. Honestly, every single corner has a story.
Ma'am, I just came to deliver your pizza.
At Nini Homes, we create homes so beautiful, you simply can't resist showing them to everyone.
Since you're here, you should see the kitchen too.
All right, let's start from the beginning. Every project starts with an idea. Sometimes I already know exactly what I want to make. Other times, I spend a little time browsing commercials until something catches my attention.
There are a handful of specific sites I typically visit when I am in need of creative inspiration. The first one is AdForum. Here you can find best ads from the world by the product categories. Then there's Ads of the World. And I also spend some time exploring the commercial section on Vimeo. Each one has a huge collection of ads, and I find them really useful whenever I'm trying to come up with a new concept. I'll leave links to all of them in the description if you want to check them out. They are all free to browse. For this project, I found a funny commercial by a home improvement brand, Leroy Merlin, on adforum.com with a really simple setup. A woman proudly shows someone around her beautiful home, talking about every little detail. Then, right at the end, the camera reveals she's actually talking to a grocery delivery person. I thought the idea was simple, funny, and perfect for recreating with AI. So I decided to use that as the starting point for this project.
Now that I have the concept, I need a location. Since the joke depends on the house looking beautiful, I want an interior that immediately felt premium.
For that, I usually start with Pinterest. I'm searching for something like aesthetic bathroom design. After scrolling for a bit, I found this image. I really like the lighting, the materials, and the overall mood. I'm using it as the visual direction for the rest of the project. Now let's move into ChatGPT. The first thing I'm doing is uploading that bathroom reference. Then I'll explain the commercial idea. I'm asking ChatGPT to write a funny advertisement for a home improvement company. The story starts with a woman proudly showing off her bathroom. She talks about every little detail like she's giving someone a personal house tour. Then, at the end, the camera reveals she's actually talking to a pizza delivery person. Completely confused, he simply says, "Ma'am, I came to deliver your pizza." Then the commercial ends with a simple voiceover. We make your home so beautiful that you can't resist showing it to everyone. Let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. Honestly, this first draft came out better than I expected. And on top of that, it has added one ending gag to make it more funnier.
I made a couple of small changes, but the overall structure worked really well, so I decided to keep it. With the script finished, the next step is creating our characters. A solid character sheet helps ensure consistency in every scene.
So I'm asking ChatGPT to create detailed profiles for both characters, the homeowner and the pizza delivery boy. Once those descriptions are ready, I'll ask ChatGPT to generate character sheets for each of them. Let's take a look. I really like the homeowner. She fits the tone of the commercial really well. Now let's generate the delivery boy. This one also turned out great. These character sheets are going to be used throughout the entire project.
The last asset I need before moving forward is a clean reference image of the bathroom.
Again, I'm asking ChatGPT to generate it using the Pinterest image as inspiration. I just want a location that matches the same style while fitting naturally with the characters we've already created. And I think this turned out really nicely.
Now we have everything we need to start planning the commercial. We have the script, the characters, and the location. Now comes my favorite part of this entire workflow. Normally, this is where I'd start thinking about individual shots. What camera angle should I use here? How should this scene begin? What should the next shot look like? This time, I wanted to see if ChatGPT could do that planning for me.
So instead of asking for prompts, I'm asking it to turn the script into a storyboard. First, it breaks the commercial into individual scenes. It generates a written shot list explaining what's happening in each one. Once that's ready, I ask it to create a visual storyboard using the script, the characters, and the location we've already generated. Let's see what it comes up with.
And honestly, this is probably my favorite part of the entire workflow. Because this isn't just another AI-generated image.
Every important shot is already here. The framing, the camera angles, the character positions, the overall flow of the story. Before we move into Google Flow, there's one last thing I need: a master prompt. I'm asking ChatGPT to combine everything we've created so far: the script, the character descriptions, the location, and the storyboard into one detailed prompt that we'll use inside Google Flow. At this point, all the planning is finished.
Now comes the real test. Can Google Flow's agent mode turn this blueprint into a finished commercial? Up until this point, everything we've created has been preparation. Everything was built so the AI has as much context as possible before generating a single frame. Normally, this is where I'd start writing prompts for every individual shot. But this time, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to upload everything we've prepared into Google Flow and let agent mode figure out the rest.
So let's open Flow and create a new project. The first thing I'm uploading is the visual storyboard, character sheets, and the bathroom reference image. Then I'll paste in the master prompt that ChatGPT generated for us. There's one step here that's really important. At the end of the prompt, type the @ symbol. Flow will show all of the images you've uploaded. Now I'm simply tagging each one: the storyboard, both character sheets, and the bathroom reference. This tells the agent exactly which assets belong to the project. I found that taking a few seconds to tag everything properly makes a noticeable difference in how consistently the agent uses those references. Finally, make sure agent mode is selected. And now, let's see what happens. All right, the first generations are ready. Let's play it back.
See these tiles? Hand-picked. They catch the sunlight differently every hour.
Overall, I actually like this. The lighting looks good. The framing is nice. The character feels very consistent with the reference image. Google Flow's agent mode automatically generated all the prompts of each video by using the storyboard as its guide. That was honestly the moment I realized this workflow might actually work, because I never wrote a prompt describing this specific shot. Everything came from the storyboard, the reference images, and the master prompt. Let's generate the next scene.
At this point, all the video generation is finished.
Of course, not every generation comes out perfectly. Sometimes movement looks odd, objects disappear, or the camera behaves unexpectedly.
When that happens, I usually regenerate the video instead of trying to fix it. To regenerate it, go back to the project page, click on Reuse Prompt, and enter. But if you only want to make small changes, it's better to do that directly from the video edit page. You can simply describe the change you want and apply it there. I found it's often faster to generate new variations until I have enough good shots to edit the commercial. After generating all the videos, let's move everything into any video editing software. I personally use DaVinci Resolve. I'm importing all the generated clips and placing everything onto the timeline. At this stage, I'm not thinking about music yet. Right now, I'm only focused on telling the story. I'm going through every scene, trimming away the broken frames, choosing the strongest generations, and building the overall pacing of the commercial. This is where generating multiple variations earlier really helps. Instead of trying to force one imperfect clip to work, I can simply choose the version that fits best. Little by little, the commercial starts coming together. One thing I noticed while editing is that the storyboard made this stage much easier than I expected. Since most of the shot order had already been planned earlier, I wasn't trying to figure out the structure anymore. I was mostly refining it. That was something I wasn't expecting when I started this project.
After putting together the first edit, I watched the commercial from beginning to end. Overall, I was really happy with how it turned out. But while watching it, I felt like something was missing. The ending voiceover talks about making your home beautiful, but visually we were still looking at the bathroom. So I went back to ChatGPT and generated matching shots of kitchen, hall, bedroom, lawn, etc. Then I brought that image into Google Flow and asked the agent to create a smooth walkthrough connecting all these spaces. Let's see how it turned out. I really liked how it blended into the ending, and I think it made the commercial feel a little more complete.
With the edit locked, the next step was music. Honestly, this is usually the part where I spend the most time. Finding music that matches the pacing and tone of a video isn't always easy. For this project, I decided to try something new. Epidemic Sound recently introduced a feature called Studio, which is currently in beta. This isn't sponsored. Although, if they ever wants to sponsor one of these videos, I definitely won't say no.
I was just curious to see how well it actually worked. Instead of searching through hundreds of tracks manually, I uploaded my edited commercial directly into Studio. After a little processing, it analyzed the entire video and automatically suggested music along with sound effects for the whole timeline. I wasn't expecting much, but I was genuinely impressed by how well the music matched the commercial.
At this point, the commercial was basically finished. Now it was just about making small creative decisions.
I really liked the background music that Studio selected. It fit the overall mood surprisingly well. The sound effects, though, weren't that good fit here, so I removed most of those and only kept the ones that actually added something to the scene. I also made one small change that I think helped the joke land much better. Right before the pizza delivery reveal, I completely cut the background music. That short moment of silence makes the reveal feel much more awkward, which actually makes it funnier. Sometimes it's those tiny editing decisions that have the biggest impact. After making a few final adjustments, the commercial was finally finished.
Overall, I really enjoyed this workflow. It's not perfect yet, but I was surprised by how much Google Flow's agent could figure out with the right preparation. I'm definitely going to keep experimenting with it, and I'm curious to see where it goes from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.